This afternoon. Gentlemen, afternoon to all of you. Sudarshan, I'm going to start with you first. That's my main question. Would you close your positions before end of day today just because you don't know what to expect with that all-important jobs data?
No, I would not close my positions, and the reason is not the jobs data, because see, these data points keep on coming, and if the market is up, then all of these points are accepted in some way or the other. All the data is then treated as bullish, and if market sentiment is down, then whatever you say, the markets don't like it. So I'm not so worried about sometimes the US and India can also go differently. As we speak, the Indian markets are up. We are up at 58, 50 plus. There's a strong rally. A correction has been found and seeking support that has come in. So I would carry my long positions, and I am carrying my long positions towards Monday.
Dilip, hi, afternoon. What's your call on the market? It's been very volatile, but for last couple of days, we've seen some gains now coming back in the market. Would you be bullish or bearish at current levels?
Well, markets, it must be said to the credit of the market that despite a lack of FII support and in spite of all the fundamentals that we talk about, which seems to be very pathetic at the moment, markets have held on very well of late. And I think this rally also is a little surprising, because this is against a backdrop of a rupee depreciation which continues to pinch the foreign investors the most. So having said that, I think my only worry is this volatility will continue in a big way for some time, unless and until FI really comes back into the market and lends some kind of stability. But otherwise, markets will remain vulnerable to a downside, possibly a deep correction. So that is what I think is possible if this volatility continues in the absence of the FI support.
Okay, Amit Trivedi is also with us to talk about that. Amit, do you believe as well that the market is giving traders an opportunity to perhaps accumulate some more long positions after what we saw yesterday and today?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sonia. So what we are experiencing is, if you look at markets, we look at three parameters, which is momentum, liquidity.
Rich commentary from the likes of Credit Suisse, etc., where they are finding some relatively inexpensive IT stocks and picking them up because of the prospects, of the rupee depreciation, the positive impact on the books, etc. Would you buy any IT names right now, and what would your expectation be from Infy?
Well, as far as Infy is concerned, we have a buy on Infy at the moment, and I think if one were to be ready to withstand the volatility in the next 1 or 2 quarters, I think even if you're talking about 3 to 4 quarters, which is about a year or so, I think Infy has all the potential to touch 2,800 to 2,900 is broadly what we think. I think the change in the management will really help, and of course rupee is also going to do its bit, and of course there's going to be some change in the overall stance of the management as to how to approach this business. And by and large, I think the IT companies probably will still be a reasonable sector to invest in, even from the current levels, especially some of the a few front lines like Infy, Wipro, or possibly in the second line something like an NIT or Mphasis.
Amit, hi, afternoon. Last 2 times Infosys on earnings.
That's one stock where probably a lot of us believe that the gas potential is much more than what it appears. So against the fact that the gas prices are being revised, I think it's going to be beneficial. But not just that, I think for Reliance it's much more than that. It's the cash in the books. It's also the fact that the retail story is also really going to play out in a very aggressive way. So the SOP will really play out very well for Reliance. But as far as these upstream companies are concerned, I think I would say that GAIL and ONGC probably have still a very deep value, though in the short run possibly they may remain a little muted and maybe possibly range bound. But both the stocks have a deep value, and if you have a waiting period of about 12 to 15 months, I think both can give you a reasonably very good appreciation.
It's interesting actually, Anuj, in a week post the gas price hike, like we were discussing, ONGC is actually down 4.5% while Reliance is up 2%. Is it just that subsidy issue that's bogging ONGC or anything else?
No, couple of reasons. One is the subsidy issue, because the minister after that made it clear that 80% of the upside will come back to the government. So stop this 30 or 40% upside to EPS estimates.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second thing is this old adage in the market. You buy on rumor, sell on news. Also keep in mind the $8.4 never came. It's the formula that's been approved. That was always what the market's belief was. The fact that it's been approved from 1st April 2014 and not from this particular financial year is actually technically a slight negative for ONGC. So and there's still a lot of time to go for 1st April 2014. In between you have an election as well.
Yeah.
So you never know really what will happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is one of the biggest losers actually, down 4.5%.
Institutional investor, globally, they have been buying in a pretty big way at the moment, and I think that has really played out very well, and possibly at every dip they are buying is what we understand. So that gives technically a lot of support to the stock. But having said that, I think we have yet to see the numbers really yet to work out as far as the financial performance is concerned. And it is more of an expectation that maybe the revenues will really play out, maybe the debt will really ease, and maybe the big brother will do eventually something which will be very positively accretive for the company. So I think all those things are still a hope. So from the current levels, I think I would still be a little more apprehensive, possibly may not be in a hurry to buy the stock.
So Sudarshan, you had a sell call on PNB.
Considering the volatility in the markets and considering the fact that the way the rupee has behaved and the lack of the FI support, I would be leaning more towards being defensive at the moment. So there would be a few IT names for me in that particular approach. And I think it would still be a pick and choose, something like a Larsen & Toubro here and maybe a Crompton Greaves. Maybe because of the buyback, they still look pretty good. And maybe something like a Reliance that possibly one can still play for a slightly longer term. So maybe in the mid cap it will be something like a Britannia or a United Phosphorus or maybe a KSB Pump, a mix of some of these.
Okay, Dilip, thanks for joining us.